Hey guys, so today we're back with another video and it's going to be another product review. I have a couple product reviews that I am going to be posting in the next little while, but I really wanted to talk about this because I have one, been enjoying it, and two, it's an affordable product, so I figured, everybody who's on a budget or young girls who want to start out in makeup and they just don't want to spend the money right now, or they can't spend the money right now on high end, this is going to be perfect for you guys. So my product review is going to be on a foundation, and it's a drugstore foundation, and it's the CoverGirl 3-in-1 Outlast Stay Fabulous Foundation. So this has pretty much been on the market for, I would say, a year or two, maybe even 3 years. It is basically a foundation and a sunscreen and a concealer all in one. So the coverage on this particular foundation I find is quite nice. I'm in the shade Classic Tan, and if you guys watch my videos, you have seen me talk about and rave about this product. It's always in my favorites since I started using it. I had it in my collection for a while. I was using up another foundation prior, and I needed to use it up, so I was using up one already. Then I started working on this guy because I've had him in my collection for quite a while now, and I think it's time that he needs to be used up before it goes bad. So I am quite impressed with this particular foundation. Reason being is because, first of all, drugstore foundations can be kind of like a hit and miss type of thing. Either they're too oily, or they're too sheer, or you can't find the right color for you. So it kind of hit and miss type of thing. Where this foundation is pretty much a hit, and I'll tell you why. First off, the consistency is not too runny and not too thick, so it's kind of like in the middle. I'm going to pump some on my hand to show you guys. So that's what it looks like. See how it's a little bit runny, but a majority of it stays like balled up in a little, what do you want to call it? In a little group there. So it's kind of it's not too runny and it's not too thick. It's in the middle. So this is a perfect consistency when you want to blend out foundation on your face. This is in the shade Classic Tan. So as you can see, it fits quite well with my skin tone. It's a little bit of a more yellow undertone, but I don't mind that because I am olive complexion. So that is what it looks like, and as you can tell, I'm blending it out with just my fingers, and it's so easy to blend out. I actually pumped a little too much on my hands, so we're just gonna have to make do. So I would say 1 to 2 pumps would be enough for your entire face and neck. I usually use 2 pumps in order to properly blend everything out on my face and down my neck. I like to use my buffing brush by Real Techniques with this. The consistency is great. When you apply it, it's nice and creamy. It's not thick like a cake form. It kind of melts into your skin, if you guys can tell. It starts to melt into your skin as you work it in. And that's what you want in a foundation. You want it to kind of form into your skin so that it doesn't look like you have a lot of makeup on. I'm actually wearing this foundation right now on my face. And I absolutely enjoy it. So see how I've already like rubbed it in? Do you see that? Compared to this hand and this hand, there's so this hand looks a little bit more, I want to say, satiny than this one does. And it does cover up very nicely. I find that this covers up a lot of my redness. So I have a lot of redness in this area here, just right below the under eye, like right from here down to the corner of the nose, a little redness here and a little redness here. So this does cover the redness. I find that it covers it very nicely. It doesn't give you that thick cake look. It just kind of evens out your skin tone, and that's what you want in an everyday foundation. You don't want to make it look like you are actually wearing a thick layer of makeup on your face. So it does say it acts as a concealer as well. So I wouldn't really specifically use it for concealer. I would just use this to just hide any imperfections on your skin. So do your foundation, and then any areas where you feel need a little bit extra more attention, just add a dab extra of this foundation and tap it into your skin, and it should hide your imperfections. Now, it does have sunscreen, so you've got SPF. You're covered with sunscreen protection, so you can wear this every day to work, to school, wherever you go. So that is also a bonus. I also It doesn't really have a smell, so I actually like that it doesn't have too much of a scent, because when you have too much of a scent in products, sometimes women and men can break out from the actual fragrance. So with no fragrance is more, preferable. The wear stamina of this, I usually wear it for about 8 to 9 hours at the most. By the end of the day, obviously, any foundation, a little bit of your natural oils may seep through in your T-zone. The only difference is that I find that this one really helps, it really helps oily girls not overproduce too much oil, and not become a complete oil slick. So for me, I get really oily in my T-zone area here, and I find that when I use this particular foundation, it keeps my oils from overproducing in this area. And normally I'm a lot worse when it comes to oil production. So I really do find that if you are an oily girl or an oily guy, and you need something to kind of control that, this is definitely something to think about when it comes to foundation. It's got a pump, so you have a pump on there already, which is great. You don't have to dip your brush or your finger into anything. You're not contaminating the product, which is great. It's in a glass bottle, so just be careful you don't drop it, because the glass obviously can break. Product-wise, you get 1 fluid ounce, which is about, I would say, about the average. I want to say it's about the average size of a foundation across all foundation companies or all makeup companies. The shade range, I mean, they could add a few more shade ranges, but honestly, you can probably get the right shade range that you need from this particular line. If they don't have it in one bottle, you can still mix other colors from the same line to get your perfect shade if that's the case. Personally, for me, Classic Tan has been quite nice for me. It's quite dark on me right now. Like it matches me perfectly because I'm right now really tanned. I'm brown biscuit, but in the wintertime, I have to lighten this a little bit just because it can be a little too dark for me in the winter. So if you do have an olive tone complexion and you are dark and you stay dark all year long, Classic Tan is awesome. It is the one I'm using now, and it matches me quite well, as you can see. If you are lighter, obviously you have to check out the other fair shade tones. Other than that, guys, I really have to say, for the price point, it's a pretty decent foundation. I never was really one to use drugstore foundations. I always was about, high-end MAC, Estee Lauder, Too Faced, like all those companies. And it wasn't until a few years ago that I thought to myself, well, I must be missing out, because there's quite a few foundations in the drugstore that I've heard good things about, and this was one of the first ones I ever purchased. And I have to say, it was a definite thumbs up in my book. It was a great experience for me to try out my first drugstore foundation with this little guy, because I was actually pleasantly surprised. So if you're on a budget, you want some good quality foundation, definitely go check out the CoverGirl 3-in-1. You get your sunscreen with it, so you are protected during the day. You don't have to add an extra step of sunscreen because it's already in there. If you guys have any questions about this product, please leave them down below, and I will answer them as best as I can. You can probably pick this up at any drugstore near you, and this is what the packaging looks like. Don't mind the nastiness of the lid, because clearly I've been using mine every single day. So you can tell I've been using every single day because I'm pretty much down to here, and I find that when you enjoy a product, you actually finish it a lot quicker than when you don't enjoy a product. Does that make any sense to you? Thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, any more questions about this little guy, leave them down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye, everybody. Mwah.